Hi there, welcome to my 10-minute moan, and the topic of this is some information that's became public during the UK COVID inquiry with reference to Nicola Sturgeon. Now this inquiry has been absolutely phenomenal. This is my third video today. It keeps throwing up absolutely amazing and outrageous facts, some of them quite unbelievable. Now today we had two people being interviewed, and the second person that we watched being interviewed was Professor Devi Sridhar, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, and she's an academic who was quite public during COVID. Now she was being interviewed for a while, and some of the things were a bit boring and some were not so boring, but one small screenshot from her evidence tells a massive story. And this is from a conversation with Nicola Sturgeon. Nicola Sturgeon that claims that she never conducted COVID business through social media, WhatsApp, etc. That Nicola Sturgeon. And this screenshot is actually from a Twitter private message, which she had with this professor, which I thought couldn't happen because Nicola Sturgeon's been telling us for a long time that she doesn't conduct her business. Now, there were 3 or 4 different screenshots of different pages of the conversation with this young lady, quite evidently discussing and planning COVID reactions. But the one that caught my eye was, and I'll read it out to you just now, and I'll put it up on the screen actually. Now, the professor is saying, I hope you're well. I've done a note for CMO. We're discussing it in our Scottish group on key steps to managing outbreak in Scotland. Looking forward. Happy to share a draft with you as well, but I don't want to overstep or break protocol. This is the 4th of June 2020. Nicola Sturgeon, the woman who proclaims not to conduct any COVID business over social media, responded, that would be very helpful. And then in brackets, don't worry about protocol. Tackling the virus, more important than that. And I'll handle any issues on that front. Close brackets. You can send to me privately at one address or officially at the First Minister. It's gov.scot. Now, that just blows my head because there's 2 massive claims there and bits of information. The first one, Nicola Sturgeon, the then First Minister of Scotland, showing a total disrespect for protocol and telling this stranger at this point that she will handle any issues on that front. Now, how many protocol issues did you deal with through COVID, Nicola? Because this is just bizarre that you should actually admit to this. Telling somebody, don't bother about, quite blasé about it, don't bother about protocol. I'll take care of that. I'll handle any issues on that front. This is the First Minister of Scotland we're talking about here, not a county councillor. And the second crazy thing about this small one screenshot is that if you want to send her something which is COVID specific, which is so specific to COVID and such serious thing that it's a draft, where are we, on how we can manage the outbreak in Scotland. And telling this person if she wants to send it privately as opposed to officially, she can do so and giving her a choice of email addresses. This is scandalous. This gives you an insight into how Nicola Sturgeon conducted herself, but she thought behind closed doors. And when you need to factor in, this is a Nicola Sturgeon who was unable she did eventually retrieve it, I suppose, but couldn't give WhatsApp messages because she deleted them all, but got them from another source. The other source would probably no doubt have been the other people at the other end of the conversations. But there's this total blasé attitude towards protocol from, isn't it an admin assistant level civil servant we're talking about here? This is the First Minister of Scotland. And is it any wonder that her trust ratings must be going south, bigger than a bloody SNP's bank balance? Because this is just frightening. And something else that popped up today, you know the guy, Thompson, what's his first name? Ken Thompson, who, he was the guy yesterday that was first questioned about the group of WhatsApp messages where he, as the Director General of Civil Service Strategy Department or some nonsense, was telling people in his WhatsApp group to delete their messages because they could be FOI available. I think it was the word they used. But basically he was telling people, delete these because these could be part of an FOI, Freedom of Information request going forward, so just delete them. Now that guy, he kind of got under my skin a bit yesterday. So I done a bit of digging about him. And a lot of people were saying yesterday in the comments to my video about him that he should be stripped of his pension and sacked immediately. Well, that can't really happen because he's already left the civil service. And in December of this year, so I'd imagine after 36 years service, he'll be on quite a comfortable pension. But that's not enough for our Ken. Our Ken in December was installed into the Scottish Chartered Accountants Group, ICAS, as the chairman of one of their groups. Paid position. So this guy shows total contempt for process and his job as the Director General of a department in the civil service in Scotland. And he gets shoehorned in to a nice cushy number that I would probably guess, being the chairman of a group within the ICAS, I would guess is probably 6 figures. These people are beyond contempt. These people are disgusting. And all they do is fleece and fleece and fleece some more. They do not care about standards, ethics, any of these things. They feel that they are above reproach. And they are the worst of the worst. And you get the feeling about that guy Thompson, if you're, somebody like me was sat in a room and would probably look down his nose at me if I had the audacity to ask him a difficult question. You know the type. And Sturgeon is the same because I've seen it with my own eyes, 10 feet away when someone I know approached her and asked her a question and spoke to like a piece of dirt in her shoe. That was in the run up to the independence referendum in 2014. And it disgusted me. And what do you think will happen with this whole inquiry? I'm kind of verging on the nothing, to be honest with you. It will be left to the public to make their decisions going forward and what they do with these people, because I don't believe anything bad will come of these inquiries other than a wee slap in the wrist, a wee verbal slap in the wrist at that. These people are disgusting. And what will happen is it will be left to the Scottish public to decide how these people are treated going forward. And that, my friends, is only available to the public at the polling booth. And that'll be the only thing that will have any recourse to these people whatsoever. And it frightens me that we're only, 2 days in, 3 days maximum into the COVID inquiry, the UK COVID inquiry's visit to Scotland. And what's going to come out next, I don't know. We saw when Leach was getting interviewed today that he was unable to give his WhatsApps in, but there was WhatsApps had been given by other people in conversations with him. And there's 2 there that seem slightly refreshing, I'll be honest with you. There was one between him and Kate Forbes, and there was one between him and Hamza Yousaf. So that means they've at least given in some of their WhatsApps. And going by, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, there's a SNP MSP that I've actually got a little bit of faith in, and that is Kate Forbes. And that's purely based on her religious conviction that she won't try and tell lies, and she won't try and hide, and she won't try and bury stuff. And if she's asked a question, my hopes are she answers it. And God, I mean, what sort of can of worms are we getting next? We've not even touched, so far, a politician. The people that have been interviewed so far are civil servants and academics. We've not had a single minister yet. And that is when the real fun could start, because the guy that's doing the questioning, forgive me, I can't remember his name, he seems quite good at taking people down a line and closing the door behind them, ready for his next question. So he's almost teeing them up to say, like, how do you deal with things? Why do you do it? And then here, bang, there's something that proves his complete opposite. He seems quite good at that. And I'm hoping that he's got some real good lines of questioning lined up for when the politicians actually start giving evidence at this inquiry, because so far, and this is a tip of the iceberg, believe me, this is tip of the iceberg stuff, because we've not seen some of the real high heegens up yet. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, please. If you want to subscribe and see more, hit the button, and there'll be in the corners here, there'll be some videos to recommend if you want to watch some more of them. But most important thing of all, have a great day. Bye now.